my friend, I have a favor to ask. I'm running as a hero in the 2023 St. Jude Memphis Marathon weekend. St. Jude Heroes are runners who fundraise while they train for their race, and I am proud to be a part of this nationwide alliance against childhood cancer. I want to help make sure that families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food, so they can focus solely on helping their child live. Your donation, no matter the size, will help. Will you help me reach my fundraising goal? Please visit my fundraising page to show your support at fundraising.stjude.org/go-to/DonitaJ. That's DONITAJ. There's a link in the show notes. I can't thank you enough for helping the kids of St. Jude. Today, we're revisiting a topic that's always relevant, especially as the temperatures drop: cold weather racing tips. As we gear up for winter races or chilly training sessions, let's rewind and revisit some valuable insights that will keep you performing at your best in the cold. Whether you're a seasoned winter warrior or facing your first frosty race, this episode's got you covered. So grab a cozy blanket, a warm cup of your favorite beverage, and let's dive into cold weather racing tips. It's time to embrace the chill and conquer the cold like a true triathlete. Let's get into it. Listen in for episode 49 of the official Triathlete podcast. Hey, my friend. My name is Donita Jacobs. Some people know me as a nurse, a leader, and health expert. Other people know me as a coach, race official, and seasoned triathlete. But at the end of the day, I'm simply a friend with a mission. I want to help you transform your life. My goal isn't to help millions. My goal is to help you. Welcome to the official Triathlete podcast, where you will learn about all things multisport, broken down into bite-sized pieces, and how we can blend life demands with fitness goals. My approach is different because I am blending my 20-plus years of healthcare and athletic experience to help you be the healthiest, happiest, and most balanced athlete you can be. I believe in you, even if you don't. You really can reach those soaring goals, and I'm here to help you get there. I'm so glad you made it here. If you have a question or topic idea, get in touch and let me know. After all, this show is for you. Enjoy! Hello, my friends and fellow athletes. Thanks for tuning in. I am so grateful that you're here. I always start with a little message from my Train with Heart program. It's my mission to transform the whole athlete. So Heart not only develops and prepares the body for improved athletic performance, but aims to optimize the whole person through healing, empowerment, awareness, reflection, and transformation. So each episode, I share a little snippet from how I help my athletes with one of these elements. Today, we are going to discuss reflection. Specifically, off-season reflection. Let's kick things off by talking about the off-season itself. It's not just a break from training, it's an opportunity, a blank canvas for you to shape your future performances. So why is reflection during this time so crucial? Reflecting on the past season is like studying for a test. You've got to look at what worked, what didn't, and why. Did you hit your goals? What obstacles did you overcome? What held you back? Dive deep into the data, your race times, your training logs. This is your performance report card. Now let's talk about setting goals. The off-season is the perfect time to dream big and set your sights on new objectives. But there's an art to effective goal setting. We're not just talking about, I want to be faster. We're talking about SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Now, reflection also involves identifying areas for improvement. What skills can you fine-tune? Is it your swim technique, bike handling, or maybe your transitions? Addressing weaknesses now sets the stage for a more well-rounded and resilient athlete in the future. Let's not forget about the mental game. How was your mental state during races? Did you struggle with pre-race nerves? Did you stay focused when faced with adversity? Reflecting on your mental game is just as crucial as physical training. It's about building mental resilience. As we wrap up this section, let's touch on recovery. The off-season is the time to give your body the TLC it deserves. Reflect on your recovery practices. Did you prioritize rest? Did you cross-train effectively? Use this time to mend those minor niggles and set yourself up for a healthier, more robust season ahead. And there you have it, TriFam, the art of off-season reflection. It's not just a pause button, it's a strategic move toward a better version of yourself. Reflect, set new goals, identify areas for improvement, check in on your mental game, and prioritize recovery. Your off-season is your canvas. What masterpiece will you create? In a few days, on December 2nd, I will be running in the St. Jude Marathon weekend in Memphis, Tennessee. I've participated in this event for many years. I think it is an amazing event. And of course, I live in the Memphis area, so it is, well, convenient. More importantly, though, I have committed year after year to run as a hero. What does that mean? Well, let me tell you. St. Jude, if you are not aware, is a world renowned cancer center for children. Since opening in 1962, the amazing work that the amazing people at St. Jude have done has changed the childhood cancer survival rate from 20% to more than 80%, and they will fight for children until no child ever dies from cancer. Hey, look, I am a nurse in Memphis. Many of my colleagues work there, and I can say for sure that the devotion to this mission is real. It is an amazing cause, and as a nurse and a mother, I feel the tug at my heart to be part of the tremendous good that this marathon weekend brings, one of the many amazing fundraisers. But being December, this is usually a cold weather race, and considering the low temps we've had here in Memphis over the last week, I anticipate race day will be chilly. So let's go over a few tips I have for cold weather racing and training. My top tip for cold weather racing is throwaway clothes. Racing on a cold morning is a bit different than simply going for a run. When heading out for a cold morning run, you dress for your run, exit your warm house or car, and be a little cold for the first few minutes until your body warms up. But what about starting at a race? There are some races where you can wait in your car until the last minute and get to the start line just in time. But there are many races that this is just not feasible. During the St. Jude Marathon weekend, whether you are running the 5K, the 10K, the half, or the full marathon, it is a lot more difficult to wait until the last minute. First of all, when there are 20 to 30,000 participants, plus all the workers, volunteers, and fans, parking is an issue. There have been years that I have been dropped off close to the start line, and there have been years that I have had to walk a mile or more just to start the race. Regardless, with so many people running, there are a lot of corrals and a lot of people in each of those corrals. Depending on where you are seated, it's possible that you will not actually cross the start line for 30 or more minutes after the official race start. If you have supporters with you, it may not be a big deal to wear your normal warm clothes and hand them off when you are warm. But this is not always feasible. I rarely have support like that. Well, because my support is also racing. This is where throwaway clothes come in handy. If you have old clothes like sweatshirts and gloves that you are okay with tossing, take them for the race. I ran out of clothes like that a long time ago, so I do a few things. The easiest thing to do is to thrift shop. Yep, every year I go to a thrift shop, especially if there's a sale. The one I go to occasionally has 50% off all clothes, like they did this last weekend when I got my clothes. And I grab the cheapest sweatshirts, gloves, scarves, and even sweatpants if I need them that I can find. A size or two too big, and it does not matter what it looks like. I'll put on what I need over my race clothes to stay warm while I wait to start, and then pitch it when I'm warm enough. Sometimes at the start, I'm warm enough, but almost always it's within the first mile. Obviously, please dispose of throwaway clothes appropriately. If you need to, wait for the next water stop and throw it in the garbage. However, you may find that many cold weather races are already prepared for this. At St. Jude, for example, after all the participants have started, you will see corral gates and sidewalks piled with throwaway clothes, and the first mile of the course is usually full as well. What's really cool is volunteers are already prepared to pick it up, and most of it is redonated. The first time I went to a cold weather race and was advised about this tip, I felt really bad that people would have to pick it up after me. But all of these years later, being an athlete and a volunteer, I think it's just part of the race. Similar to all the cups that volunteers pick up off the ground at aid stations or flip-flops left at triathlon swim starts. It's just part of it. With one caveat. Just like throwing away your cups at an aid station, don't be a jerk about it. Like, don't just throw your sweatshirt in the gutter at mile 10. Okay, my second tip is to bring chapstick and apply it often. You are breathing heavily, creating moisture on those delicate lips, and likely will be licking your lips frequently without even knowing it. And ouch, you will pay for that later. All that moisture and cold air leads to chapped and cracked lips. Lather a good bit on at the start and carry a little tube with you. I have gotten into the habit of applying more throughout the race, but you can always start by trying to apply at each water stop. Okay, my third tip is don't skip hydration. Let me say that again. Do not forget to hydrate. Sure, in a cold weather race, cold water or even room temperature may not sound appealing, but you are still sweating and losing fluids. In fact, if you're wearing a lot of warm clothes, you may be losing as much as running on a hot day. It's just not as obvious. So take in fluids and electrolytes. You do you, but I pretty much take the exact same amount as I do in a hot weather race. Okay, number 4. Does your nose turn on like a water faucet when you run in cold weather? Honestly, mine does all year. I've been told that I have exercise induced rhinitis, I guess. I've tried lots of different things, but have just accepted that when I exercise, my nose runs. But it is definitely worse in the winter. And I'm sorry, but I have not mastered the snot rocket, nor do I care to. My husband tried to teach me. After all, he is a true snot rocket expert, but I just can't do it. Sorry, I'm a nurse, so not much grosses me out. So I apologize if this is too much. I just think snot rockets are better suited for a wad of snot you can blow out. Mine is like a steady stream of water, like goo that flows from my nose. So all that ends up happening is I get snot all over my face and clothes. I used to carry Kleenex, but that's bulky, and then I have garbage to hold on to until I find a trash can. I have some really cool snot rags I use that fit over my wrist and wrap around my hand. I use these at home sometimes. Some people I have seen use tennis wristbands, but honestly, my favorite trick is to cut up old t-shirts into rectangles that are about 5 by 8 inches and use them like a handkerchief. Old t-shirts are soft, so my nose doesn't get raw from constant blowing, and I get lots of nose blows out of one rectangle, and it's no loss to pitch it in the garbage. Okay, number 5. Even if you're hot at the finish line, if the race offers you a foil blanket, take it and wrap it around you before you feel cold. You will be wet from sweating, and even if you're hot after running, your body temperature will drop really fast once you stop. Then you're wet and cold, a double whammy. The cold air with the moisture on your body can bring your core temperature down quicker than you may think. Not only is this uncomfortable, I hate being cold, but in some cases, it could lead to hypothermia. Not good. I was hypothermic during one of my Ironman races, and it was horrible. So wrap up in that foil blanket until you can get to a warm place and or change your clothes. It is so much easier to stay warm than it is to get warm. So there you have it. Just a few tips for cold weather racing. If you have tips that you would like to share, I would love to hear them. Contact me at officialtriathletepodcast@gmail.com. I love hearing from you, and I would love to hear your cold weather racing tips. We are a community of athletes that have a wealth of knowledge to share with each other. Everything I know, I have learned from other athletes, who learned from other athletes, who learned from other athletes. That's why I created this podcast, is to share my knowledge and to provide an opportunity to learn from you. All right, now, have a great week and wish me luck at the marathon. Talk to you next time. Bye. That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in. I want to get to know you, so head over to trynursecoaching.com and sign up for a free 30-minute goal-setting session. Love the show? I'd be forever grateful if you left a review and shared the podcast with your friends. And remember, do things that are hard.